What is going on, guys? I am the Toxic Penguin here today with another Dead by Daylight video. This is a video with a doctor build. Now, the scenario for this is, let's just say that either you're new to Killer or you're new to the game in general and you want to learn Doctor. Good for you. But either you don't have the teachables unlocked that you would like for Doctor, or you just don't have any teachables in general. This build either uses Doctor's own teachables, which you have access from at level 1, or perks that are universal to all killers and not a set killer's teachables. So that's the whole idea of this build. So it's going to be Whispers, Distressing, Overcharge, and Sloppy Butcher. So Whispers, you know when a survivor's within 32 meters, great perk. Distressing, terror radius increased by 26%, not meters, and gain double the blood points for deviousness blood point events. So anything related to your ability, which with the amount of people you're going to be zapping as Doctor, this gets to 8k maxed out basically every game. Overcharge, so damage generator, they have to do a pretty difficult skill check whenever they touch the gen again. Failing it, regresses it an extra 5%. Hitting it does nothing. And then Sloppy Butcher, it makes it take 25% longer to heal, and the survivors bleed a bit more, so it can help with the tracking. Now, this build overcharges a Doctor teachable. The other 3 perks are universal to all killers. So, Whispers, Distressing, and Sloppy is just luck of the draw to get them out of the blood web. Overcharge you have from level 1. Now the only thing I'm going to say about this build is that Distressing and Sloppy, doesn't matter if they're tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, they're both pretty viable at any tier. All this will do is less blood points and a smaller terror radius. This just makes the bleeding less frequent. But the main purposes of those 2 perks are fine, regardless what tier they are. Whispers and Overcharge are the 2 I would change if they're not tier 3. Whispers at tier 3 is a 32 meter range. Tier 2 is 40 meters. Tier 1 is 48 meters. Tier 1 and tier 2, the radius is that big, you get no benefit out of it. Because Whispers is great. If it's active, you've got a survivor inside your terror radius, because Doctor's terror radius 32 meters, Whispers 32 meter range. Static Blast affects any survivors inside your terror radius. So the Static Blast and Whispers have the same range. So if Whispers is active, someone can hit with Static Blast. And it's just a good tracking perk in general. 40 meters and especially 48 meters, it's just too big of a range. You don't get much use out of the perk. So if you don't have Whispers tier 3, the alternate perk I would suggest is Doctor's Teachable, Monitor and Abuse. Yes, it will make your terror radius a bit smaller when you're not in a chase, but it gives you a wider point of view, so you can see a bit more. And it makes your terror radius a bit bigger in chases, but this is a good alternative. And the 8 meters doesn't change between tiers, only the field of view changes. So it's a viable perk. And Overcharge, tier 1 and tier 2, the skill checks are too easy to hit, so it's just not worth running. Maybe at lower ranks, so around like rank 20 to maybe rank 15, 14, maybe. But in all honesty, the perk I'd suggest without Overcharge, as much as survivors will hate this, is probably Nowed. Because in this build, let's assume you don't have Whispers or what's the other perk? Overcharge. That's right. Assume you don't have those 2 perks, tier 3. Sloppy Butcher's your only real slowdown perk. This is just a nice perk in general. This is a tracking perk of sorts. This is your only perk to really slow down the game with all of the healing. So, more likely than not, you're going to go to the end game. So, Nowed, especially for newer killers, can be really handy. Yes, they might get the dull totems, but a lot of the time this will be your insurance policy of sort. So I'm going to do 2 games. I'm going to do one with this build if you don't have Overcharge and Whispers, but for the first game, I will use whispers. I said whispers. Game, give me what I want. I will use whispers, and I will use overcharge. And the add-ons I'm using for the games is just order and discipline. My guide on the Doctor add-ons will already be out, so I'll link that video, and that explains why I love these two add-ons together. Anyway, see you in the game. Alrighty, so we got the Gas Heaven, which not the worst map I could get. Could be a better map, but it's not the worst. So we've got whispers. We're going to wait till it activates before using my static blast. So it's still inactive at the moment, so there's no reason to set it off. Now with distressing, I've got a pretty big terror radius. Whispers is active now. So we've got a deadly kitten and we have a deep things. Alrighty. So we found both of them. I'm going to take the hit on Laurie there. See what she does here. She does that. That wasn't the best play by her. I'm going to leave her on the ground because there is no reason to pick her up with a survivor nearby. No reason at all. I'm going to kick the gen because of overcharge. Now, let's see if someone else is the hero. I doubt she will. I do know the Jake. She's a good friend of mine. And I didn't expect, while she was injured, to go for that save. If fully healed, probably. In that situation, you just want to be certain there's no survivors nearby to cause you issues. I'm going to static blast here, because my terror ray is pretty big. And I found Jake. So I'm going to chase Jake. Now, they don't have another window, so I can use that to my advantage. Check for dead hard. There's the dead hard. They had a pallet there. Very lucky. I'm going to break the pallet. Get a fake pallet up and running. Now, that window's blocked, so they can't do a thing with it anymore. I'm going to keep following the Jake. And we know dead hard's been used. So, we'll just down you. Alright, now I'll pick you up. And I'll hook you here. I could have probably made basement, but I'll just get the game moving. That's fine. Now, we know someone's made the save. Will they be healing under the hook? They're not. Will scratch marks tell me where they went? Scratch marks tells me that someone's gone to my left. Someone's gone in the main building. I'm going to static blast. Now, someone went in here, but there is no scream from in here, so someone's in a locker. Let's take a wild guess. Whispers is active. Someone didn't scream. Someone's in a locker. I'll check one more. There we go. Now, Whispers was active, and I saw the scratch marks leading into the building. So I knew someone was in here. And then it was just a matter of checking lockers, because that's the only way when inside the terror radius, unless you're on the hook or on the ground, you won't scream. We just saw the scratch marks here. No reason to go elsewhere. We will see what this David does. Probably dead hard. They didn't use it. They're healing up. That's fine. I know I can apply a bit of pressure. So everyone's been hooked at least once now with this David going up. They've done one gen. I have a lot of momentum right now. Now I'm going to go into the middle. And I know someone's going for the save. I will static blast. And we've hit both of them. So they're both going for saves. That's fine. I'm going to go after the lorry. We see that Jake's snapping out of it. I'm chasing Laurie. Claudette's saving David. No one's on a generator. That's just good knowledge to have. No one's on a generator. Let's see what they do here at the pallet. Alright. I've got a lot of pressure right now. If you can just keep exchanging downs like this, you'll apply so much pressure. Putting them in basement's a safe bet, because the chances someone's waiting at the pallet, very unlikely. Because we know they were over there just a few moments ago. I'm going to hook you. I'm going to get greedy. Put you on the back hook. Now we know they're probably healing up over there. So we're gonna... Oh no, we got a David. No, we missed that. Now, does David have dead hard? Apparently not. We know there's scratch marks over there, but I'm not going to slug. I'm not going to slug. They might have decisive. They did not. We're going to put them in basement as well. Someone's going for the save right now. I'm going to get the free hit because I know I can still get them on the hook. That's fine. Now, I'm pretty sure they went in the locker. But we'll leave them. We're going to go up to Deadly Kitten. David just let go and hook. That's unfortunate for them. I forgot about the dead hard. That is my bad. Very nice. I didn't think they'd get the fast fault. Deadly Kitten's a good survivor. Very good survivor. I do know this, Jake. We're going to static blast. Not static blast. Shock therapy. Stop them from getting the pallet down. Go the other way. Force them back. Get the down. Alright. We have a lot of pressure right now. I'm going to kick the gen to apply overcharge. And now we just find the next survivor. The scratch marks leading away from this generator. We're about to get my static blast up. But we'll follow them. Someone's gone for the save, so I know where all survivors are right now. No static blast, you and a gen. Ah, not a gen, a locker. They have head on. Now, if someone knows how to play Shack, which I'm doing a bad job of right now, it's an easy down most times. I didn't play that very well, so don't take that as an example on how to play Shack. They're running away from the pallet, so no reason to shock them. They're going to this one, so we can force them to drop it. No, they didn't go for it. We're going to hide our light. Now we shock. Because they're going to drop the pallet. We know they don't have dead hard because they're exhausted from the head on. And we're going to kick the pallet. No reason not to. Laurie is dead on hook. They're healing up. No one's on a generator. And we'll just hook you up here. And that is the end of Laurie. So there's a... Oh, we know there's someone been working on this gen. Someone's probably over on here. Whispers is not active. No reason to use my static blast. So we're going to wander over that gen. I think it's being worked. There's scratch marks. Good. So there, both of them are here. So we're going to go after Claudette. A, because they're not dead on hook. And B, Deadly Kitten's in tier 3 madness. She has to snap out of it to do a generator. So she won't be doing a gen. If I go after Deadly, Claudette can just keep working away on generators. Now, I don't know if she's got dead hard or not, because her first and only down was due to a locker grab. They didn't appear to have dead hard. There they are. Now, late game like this, if we hook them over here on one side of the map, Whispers can be very strong. Like if we're near Shack and it's active, we know where the last survivor is. Hatch has not spawned yet, so I can't even look for Hatch. Because, like it or not, it is a Hatch game. For better or worse, it is definitely a Hatch game. Whispers is active, there's Deadly Kitten. I'm going to use this. May as well. Because it will, in chase, give them the red stain and heartbeat. Now, there's not much she can do here. I'm going to shock her. Now, we know there's dead hard. There we go. And I believe this hook's still here. That it is. So, that's the 4K. And this is a build, you don't need to invest any points into the shrine or in other killers. This is a build that with investing some time into Doc, you can get pretty easily. And it's as you can see, pretty solid build. Anyway, Merciless. So, what's that? Quad iridescent? Oh, she knows it was me, I'm sorry. She knows it was me, I'm sorry. Oh, that wasn't even deadly. Okay, so I got 3 iridescents and a gold. And I wasn't too far off getting the quad iridescent. And this is rank reset, to be fair. Deadly Kitten is usually red ranks. Deep Thinks is usually red ranks. This David probably not. This Claudette probably maybe rank 5, rank 4. But for the most part, at least 2 of these survivors would be regular red ranks. I'm usually rank 1. It was rank reset a couple of hours ago. This is my first game after rank reset, so keep that in mind with the ranks. And anyway, we'll do a second game where I will switch out those 2 perks for the other 2. Alrighty, so for the second game we did get Suffocation Pit. Bit of a different map, plays a bit differently to the Gas Heaven. And I have put on Modern Abuse and Knowed instead of Whispers and Overcharge. I see someone straight away. So I'm going to Static Blast because I know they're nearby. Now the one thing I am going to say about this, running Distressing and Monitor is a bit counterproductive. And I got the pallet out of them. That's good. No need to break it yet. If you want to be chased, things can be arranged. I need to remember to break that pallet. Now we're going to anticipate Dead Hard. I want them on this side because this is a worse side for them to be on. And let's see if this got Dead Hard. Dead Hard? No. Alright, there is 2 flashlights in this lobby. So I need to keep an eye on that to make sure I'm facing a decent direction. There's scratch marks over there. Might be someone coming in for a flashlight save, I don't know. But we're going to face here. Unless they're on the left, which they shouldn't be, they won't get that. I hook them up. There we go. Now, we know the scratch marks over here. So going this way would be a good bet. I'm going to use Static Blast. Didn't get anyone. They might be in a locker, I'm not sure. I don't have Whispers to help. We'll keep wandering around looking for survivors. This gen's pretty damn close. I'm not going to get to this. Unless they left. So this is Deadly Kitten again. I may or may not have got her lobby again. I'll get the hit on her here. Hopefully for the pallet. There we go. Nice try. I'm going to break it now. So this game should help a little bit in how to combat flashlights. Like the easiest way for Doctor, get them to tier 3. Okay, I know that that gen's gone, and there's another one on this side of the map that's nearly gone as well. Now, I see Laurie there, and I know Laurie has a flashlight. And we got the pallet out of them. Now, I know you're here, so I'm just going to hit you, get you to back off. No reason to use Static Blast. Do I have basement here? I do, but I'm not going to make it. So I'm going to put her up in the corner. I feel kind of bad because this is the second game in a row I've got her lobby by chance. And if you guys don't know Deadly Kitten, she is lovely. They're going to get that gen. Going to Static Blast anyway. They're not even on the gen. Never mind. Okay, I know where everyone is. I got the pallet. I don't mind. A hit for the pallet is a pretty nice exchange. I heard them get in the locker. I heard the locker door shut. That's just the power of listening. All you have to do there is listen. So yeah, distressing and monitor and abuse can be a little bit counterproductive. That's not too bad. It's probably the best you can do of the default perks. Maybe switch out one of them for something like Iron Grasp if you're having trouble getting them to hooks. That's definitely a possibility. I know the scratch mark's here. It's a Meg. I haven't hooked Laurie yet. They're going to get that window. That's fine. And they're leading me to the side of the map where they're keeping all the gens. They're camping that pallet. No. So they weren't going to get that unless they dead-hearted for it early. I could see the fake red stain. That's how I knew they were camping that pallet. I didn't realize there was a hook here. I might give this one a little kick. I lose nothing from it. I saw a fake illusion, which makes me think someone's here. I'll check the locker. And I might just static blast. Alright, 2 of them are over here. Including this Kate. I'll go after the Kate. I will go after the Kate. Now, if I can exchange a hit for that pallet, like that, very good exchange. And I may as well break them. You can see all the fake pallets starting to build up. This is going to hurt them later on, when they don't know what pallets they can use and what pallets have already been used. We'll anticipate a dead hard. There's the dead hard. We're going to use the static blast, the shock therapy, sorry. And we know they don't have to worry about dead hard. Deadly kittens on that gen. I'm not going to slug at the moment. You're not getting that though. Just make sure if there's a wall nearby, just face it anyway. You never know when someone's got a flashlight. And you don't really want to deal with flashlights if you don't have to. So Deadly Kitten is the only one here. I'm going to fake back here. And I'm going to get a hit on her here. That's fine. Laurie still hasn't been hooked. That was unfortunate that their dead hard did not pay off. Alrighty. I'll hook her up here. See, I've got decent pressure. Probably won't need Nowhere, but they might pop out some gens really quickly, and good on them if they do. There's Meg. Meg's dead on hook. Deadly Kitten, let go. Oh, hi. They probably have decisive strike. It's a good possibility. Let's see if they do. See if they do. There they go. I anticipated it. Given that Deadly Kitten let go on hook. I don't know if it was intentional or not. We'll give them that chance. That's fine. They don't. That's the only pallet they have down here. So I'm not too bothered by it. We're gonna shock them here. I see Meg. You're never getting that. I'm just gonna kill them off. I'll just kill them off. We've got a basement, so we won't waste a hook. Especially when at least one of the gates is here. I want to keep that hook because it's the only one in that corner and there's a gate nearby. So if I need to, I might want to keep that hook for the end game. Alrighty. Now we've got all these gens down here. I don't mind if they take that gen. They got the middle gen, that's okay. Alright, I got the lorry. They have not been hooked. So they're a very good person to hook. Alright. This is hopefully going to be a better example of how to play Shack. I'm going to shock them there. They left Shack. Very well done. And we got them to drop the pallet. Terrific. Alright. I saw the red stain right here, so I knew they were hiding. That's all that was. Now, I have no real tracking perk to find this survivor. I just have to really get lucky here. And just kind of anticipate where they're hiding out at. Gonna check that gen. This gen has been worked on. I don't know how recently. I'm gonna static blast just in case. You never know. There we go. They're killing themselves on hook. I need to keep an eye out from Hatch. Hatch has spawned. Found Meg. Has Meg found the hatch? Meg has. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stand here and shut the hatch. Killer gets priority if you stand on it correctly. And I have no one escapes death. I doubt they've done the totems. They might have. Unlikely. They have not. It's right there. Now we've got one door here. I don't know where she would have gone first. I see scratch marks, so I know she's over here. I know she's over here somewhere. She might outplay me. Go for the door. She's at the door. Yeah, it's game over. Where's she hiding? She is here. She's right there. I want to get in a tier 3. Not that it should matter too much. She picked up the flashlight. And I've Noed, unfortunately. So yeah, that's where Noed comes in handy. But in that situation, all Noed did was actually end the game a little bit quicker. It was very unlikely they were going to get a gate open there. Especially when I knew where they were. All Noah did was it takes 1 hit, not 2. So we're going to hook them up there. And that's another successful game with that build. So a lot of survivors see Noah as being quite scummy. Unfortunately. But what can you do? What can you do? Without teachables, it's one of the only perks that is decent you can get on Doctor. We'll drop a GG. We'll be the nice killer. And so, judging these ranks, majority of them would have been red ranks last season. Anyway, I have been the Toxic Penguin. I hope this guide helped anyone that is learning to play killer or learning to play Doctor that doesn't have access to many of the teachables or any of them or all of them like I thankfully have access to. If there's any builds or whatnot you want me to go into detail with, let me know, whether it's in the comments below or if you go by my stream one time. I stream on Twitch, link in the description, as is the link to my Discord. Feel free to hit me up if you want any sort of builds or questions you have about Doctor. Anyway, I've been the Toxic Penguin. Peace out.